One cannot charm or seduce their way out of lost time. Time has no mercy for those who take it for granted. Patrick Bet-David. Pat is the CEO of PHP Agency, one of the fastest growing insurance companies in the world. And he's also the channel owner of the very popular YouTube show, Valuetainment, where he teaches entrepreneurs across the world how to master the art of business and learn how to start their own. I've personally been a fan of Patrick's work for so many years, which is exactly why in this week's episode of MasterTalk, we're going to be breaking down Patrick's communication style. Hi everyone, my name is Brandon Kumarasamy. I'm the founder of MasterTalk, and today we're talking Patrick Bet-David, so let's get into it. Number one, learn to be extremely detailed in the way you communicate ideas, and you'll attract an incredible audience. What I appreciate the most about Patrick is he's one of the few influencers in the world where the level of detail he shares is really thorough. One example I can give is a video he did on his channel called How to Reach Your Potential as an Entrepreneur. Let's just say that whiteboard had 7 different frameworks in it. He went through every little detail. This is what you need to consider, and this is what you need to consider. And then when he talks about his marriage on a podcast, he goes as far as to say that, hey, you know what? Marriage is tough. It's risky. We take it 1 year at a time, and I really don't like it when she doesn't floss. He's so honest about his journey, despite the fact that his net worth is over $100 million. He still chooses to be authentic to his audience. He still chooses to share as much information as possible so that it benefits you, the person who's listening. And I've taken this advice to heart. So whenever I think about my YouTube channel and the videos we put out at MasterTalk, I always think about how can we put out the best detail on communication so that it helps you succeed. And the lesson for all of us is, how far are you willing to go for your audience? Are you going to say the PR thing like, yeah, everything's great, everything's easy? Or are you going to tell the hard truths as they are? And I'll leave that decision to you. Number 2, impersonating your audience helps you understand their thoughts better and convey your ideas with much more ease. Patrick's one of the few speakers in the world who literally impersonates his audience as if it was an acting class in the middle of a video that he's shooting or in a presentation that he's giving to the people around him. Here's an example. In one of his videos, How to Reach Your Potential as an Entrepreneur, Patrick literally says something like this. He's giving a concept, he's talking about an idea, and then says, well, your mom must have thought that, oh, you can't get there. Well, of course, mom, I can get there. And then it just gets really bizarre because you're watching Patrick play the role of other people while he's communicating an idea. What's interesting is because Patrick always does that, he's always acting out people in your life, he also understands his audience more than other people do. He understands their dreams, their aspirations, who they want to be. And this communication tip ties in nicely with how far are you willing to obsess over your audience. Start thinking about the core people who listen to your content, who listen to your message, and you might even go as far as to impersonate them, as Patrick does. And if you start to think like them, you'll start to communicate ideas that land for them every single time. Number 3, don't settle for anything less than first place in your industry. Patrick is an intense character. Let's leave it at that. When he started his agency, PHP, he didn't just want to build an insurance company. He wanted to build an insurance company with the most number of minority agents in the world. And then when he started his YouTube channel, Valuetainment, his goal wasn't to inspire 100 people. It was to become the #1 YouTube channel on entrepreneurship in the world. But when you hold yourself to higher standards, as Patrick does, your practice regimen changes. The way you think about your content changes. The level of practice that you bring to your communication changes. And the challenge with most of us is we don't think big enough. We just aim small. We go, yeah, let's just help one person or 10 people. And our communication skills, our regiment, our training reflects that outcome. So if there's anything I want you to take away from Patrick, it's this. It's to dream big. Not just about the things you want out of life, like maybe an expensive vacation or something else, but rather dream about your communication skills. Dream about how you could be much better than everyone else in your industry. And soon enough, your practice regimen, the money you invest and the time you take to accomplish something will reflect the outcomes that you want in the same way that Patrick is not settling for 1 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. He wants the whole farm, and I encourage you to follow suit. It's tough to start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading and rewriting the last one. So grab the pen of life and start writing a new one. That's an incredible quote by Patrick Bet-David. And if there's anything I've learned from studying him for many years and attending his conferences, it's this. There is nothing stopping you from being anything that you want to be. If your goal is to be an exceptional communicator, and I might guess that is the goal because you made it to the end of this video, don't leave the learning with this. Go to the next video. Do the extra practice. Hold yourself to higher standards. And I promise you, the skills, especially with your communication, will definitely follow suit. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of MasterTalk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And if you know anyone who is a fan of Valuetainment or Patrick's work, be sure to send them this video so that they'll be one step closer to being #1 in their industry. Take care.